I believe the goal of the program is to allow the people that are here to find themselves. There's a place where you have the meditations, the hatha, the meals, and even the scripture is open to everyone.
People frequently come here, and for a while, they're living a different lifestyle than what they're used to, and frequently they get a lot of benefit. You see people have their lives changed right in front of your eyes by getting up from behind a desk with a job where it's sort of dog eat dog life in the world. Come here where it's a low competitive environment. People are mainly working on themselves and trying to improve themselves potentially without a lot of stress.
What kind of personality does it take to be here? Who usually comes and who succeeds?
The way I see that is the place, and you would get different answers from everybody who's around, but the core behind Yogaville is service and surrender. So if you come to Yogaville with a serviceful attitude and you're not thinking about yourself so much, you're thinking about other people and looking around and seeing opportunities to serve, that helps reduce your ego, which is what's standing between you and spiritual growth. And of course, what's really going on at Yogaville is that this is a place that is a good place to extend yourself spiritually and become a deeper, more authentic person. And then there is an aspect of the divine here, and it's open to a lot of interpretations, but it's probably, you couldn't call this a Zen monastery or anything. It's God. It can be worshipped in whatever way the person feels to, but it's in the air. There's no getting around God at Yogaville. As one of Swami Satchidananda's brother monks once said, you can have God without yoga, but you can't have yoga without God. Swami Chidananda of Rishikesh. And that's just sort of what is behind in this tradition. I think there is people bringing God in whatever way they see that to the surface in their lives and trying to surrender to that energy, whatever they see it as.
I think the biggest challenge is the removing oneself from their daily schedule and having to navigate this place that oftentimes is not oriented, incomplete, because there's a monastic feature to us, and many find that a little bit intimidating when they're here. And I think once they realize that we are an ashram, and if we instill in that, that's why we're here. It's not about the programs or the food even. It's about how you can gain mastery in getting up in the morning for the required sadhana. And after 4 days, they fall in rhythm. And I think most people are grateful for the guidance and actually the rules. We get comments about how they enjoyed having the schedule being so strict and the guidelines in place, because then they just surrender to the program and they gain huge benefit from the practices.
I think about structure and the possibilities of it. We talk about going inward, but there's something to having an external structure that's supportive, right? That at noon every day, everyone stops and we meditate together, right? The power of Sangha, the power of community. People go on silent retreats, and to set up the structure yourself on your own would be almost impossible. Okay, I'm going to sit for this amount of time, and I'm going to do walking meditation for this amount of time, and you just everyone wouldn't do it. But once you create a container, which is what the ashram is, in a way you see what your potential is if the environment is more supportive. Many people have complete freedom in their lives, or a lot of freedom, and then you come here And there are very specific guidelines of, the number of hatha classes and meditation sessions and karma yoga shifts that you have to do. But the idea is not that these are things that you won't enjoy. These are things that lead to more liberation, and you're choosing to take them on when you enter the program.
Right. And they make the choice. We do not tell people they have to come. They come here.
Let's say I don't know how to meditate. I cannot get into any hatha pose. Is it a place for me or not?
You can come here and benefit. You can sit in a chair. You may not be an advanced yogi, but you got to start somewhere. And if you can just clean up your diet, or even if you just gave up some of the habits, then things would fall into place.
In order to be successful here, do you think it requires a certain amount of letting go of what you want?
You
Oh,
said
yeah.
that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all about letting go of what you want. Getting what you want is so overrated when you think about it. Everybody's out there trying to get what they want, and it doesn't really get you anywhere good to get what you want. I mean, we all do it. We're all trying for that, but it's kind of a weird
We all
path.
laughed, which I found very interesting when you asked that, because there's something here that turns you upside down, and you realize if you've served in other capacities in other non-ashram places, this operates on totally different.
Yeah, upside down. Nothing lasts forever. That's like the Taoist law of life. Everything is always changing, and we just have chances to plug in for a while here, plug in for a while there. And there's no expectation that things are going to last forever. So it's not like you're joining the army or something. It's like you can come here and try it for a little while and see if you like it. And if you do, you can stay a little while longer. If you don't, you can leave. That was one thing that really attracted me to Swami Satchidananda in the beginning when I was looking at this, wondering if it was a cult. One of the first talks I went to, he said, 10,000 come, wonderful. 20,000 go, even better. He wasn't clutching at anything on any level at any time. And I think it's important that the administration at Yogaville and the people who run this place remember that and just see that everybody that comes into their world is a gift. That's the way I look at the farm. I mean, these people I don't really recruit anybody. They just show up because they're supposed to be there for a while. And a lot of times I feel like it's to teach me, because I don't consider myself like a perfect example. I just am trying to get better, and to be more walking my talk and talking less maybe. But anyway, there's a guy at the farm right now who doesn't talk at all. And it's so wonderful. I love this guy. He's got a pure heart and he doesn't talk.
Love him.
And I'm constantly listening to my mouth going, and slowly, I hope, please God, it just slows down, to where I can be more like him. So people that come there, it's a two-way street. I'm hoping to learn from them, really.
In my experience, the personalities are so varied since I've been here. But I feel there's a certain vibration that they're here with. If you're not pure or authentic in your path, you're going to get so knocked about, I feel, because that hypocrisy is so magnified, because we do choose to step foot at an ashram. And what I like about stepping into here and mingling with the Sangha is that it keeps me pure, in that I am not going to show up this way because I don't want to. And it's painful to otherwise. And, it's just, it shows. There's no hiding anything here. And the people that come, like Sri Gurdev said, if you step foot on the ashram, you have done something spectacular in this lifetime or past. And it's really a privilege. And that's why we should treat everybody coming as they were the divine. And we're opening our home to them the very best way we can.